All right, there's a story you used to tell Jason and I when we were little, and a story that I think Jason's little Ronaldo or Fritzy or whatever
Fritz?
his name's going to be, would like to hear, and it was about the man in the purple house. Could you remind us how that went?
Yes, bedtime was a hard time. I never succeeded at getting you boys to sleep. But this one story seemed to calm you down and work. And it began that we were going for a walk, a long walk. We walked for blocks and blocks and blocks. And it started to rain. And we wanted to get out of the rain, so up ahead we saw this purple house. I said, let's go knock at the purple house. And so we knocked on the door, and this little man answered the door and was so happy to see us and said, come in, come in. And inside the door sat a little Knight Rider car, one you could really drive. And Josh's eyes just lit up. And he and Jason got in the car and started driving around the room in this little car. And the man said, that's not all I have. I have an elevator. And you can drive in the elevator and push any button you want, and it will take you to a different floor in my house. So the boys went in the elevator and pushed the third button. And they went up and they got out and the doors opened. And there was a room full of candy. And you went through that room and you could eat as much of the candy as you wanted to. And you ate and ate and ate until your tummy started hurting. And you decided it was time to move on. So you drove the Knight Rider back into the elevator and you pushed the second floor. What was on that floor?
I think there are video games on that floor.
There were Nintendo games on that floor. Every Nintendo game and Sega game that had ever been made was on that floor. You were on that floor a long time. You got out of your car and you started playing games. A long, long time before you got tired of that. And then you got back into your car. And you hit the fourth floor. And that floor was full of cars and trucks and things to play with. Any toy imaginable. There were Ninja Turtle costumes. There was He-Man swords. Everything. And you played and played and played. And then you started to get tired. So you got in your Knight Rider car and drove it back into the elevator and pushed the first floor and came back down. And there was Mom and the little man talking in his purple house. And I said, boys, the rain has stopped. And it's time to go home. It's bedtime. So we have a long walk ahead of us. We said goodbye to the little man in the purple house, and he said, come back anytime. And we said, we might come back tomorrow night. And we walked home, block after block after block. And when we got home, we were so tired. We went right to bed and went to sleep.
I could go to bed right now.
You could go to bed right now, couldn't you?
So the lesson there is when it rains,
Find a stranger's house,
knock on their door, and eat their candy.
And eat all the candy he gives you. Go to every floor in his house. Yes. No little man in the purple house is a stranger.
No, especially that. All right. Are there any other things you want to wrap us up with, Mother?
Wrap you up with, let's see. Please take the upcoming election very seriously. I learned long ago that just because you were born into a political party does not mean that you can't change your mind. I have become, in case you haven't noticed, a very supportive Democrat because I choose social issues over economic issues that favor the 1%. I would like to leave the world a better place. Those of you with daughters, Randy, and Jeanne, granddaughters, might want to think very carefully about what the election of Donald Trump will mean for women. I think that women will lose a lot of ground that they have gained over the years. As far as respect, as far as demanding respect, we will not be looking at the possibility of equal pay. Can you believe that we're not there yet? That will not happen with Donald Trump as president. I don't foresee it as happening. I see races losing equal rights. Races of people and gender-specific women. I think it will be an embarrassment to our country. I think we will be in danger of how we're going to relate to foreign countries. I think our proposals and our joining of the environmental group that nationwide, worldwide came together with Obama and many, many countries to sign pacts about taking care of our world and its environment. I think that will go away. I'm very frightened for this country if he's elected. And I hope that you give your vote a lot of thought. So those are my words of wisdom. I know we all have the right to believe what we believe. And I think one of the most important things in this next upcoming decades, is going to be worldwide tolerance. We really need to practice tolerance for other people's beliefs. So I will be tolerant of your beliefs if you don't agree with me. That doesn't mean I may not agree with you, but I will still love and respect you. With the communication that's available to people now worldwide, where we can know what horrific things are happening and good things are happening all over the world like that. We are more quick to make judgments of people, and often those judgments are based in hate. Basically coming down to intolerance. So I wish for the world and for the people that in this world and the people around me that I love, which is my family, immediate and extended, and I hope that you consider tolerance and give it a lot of thought in how you might best be able to approach that philosophy.
Oh, that's great.
Okay,
It's
thank
really
you.
nice.